Oh, hi there. Welcome to Bad Amateurs. This week, we looked at the movie The Predator.
Tell me about the mission. Did you see anything unusual?
Like an alien, you mean?
You saw something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What can you tell us about the plot of this movie? What do you think happened?
Oh yeah, I know what happened. Your main guy, don't know his name.
McKenna.
He's a sniper. He witnesses a predator ship come down. He goes down to the crash site and he collects some stuff from that crash site.
Mm-hmm.
He then mails some of it home, but gets arrested, I guess, by the army. And instead of admitting what's happened, they're going to send him off to the psych ward, where they're going to do whatever to him.
Like an alien.
While that happens, some people have captured the predator, but it wakes up. It turns out that predator is a good guy predator trying to help humans with global warming, while other predators that are bigger are sent to kill him and retrieve the thing that will give us not global warming, which turns out to be an Iron Man suit. Spoilers.
Whoa, hey, seriously, man?
Yeah, so this predator trying to save us. The usual type of predator, the predator you will have seen in the other Predators.
Yeah.
He's being pursued by a detective predator who's twice as tall and has hunting dogs that have dreadlocks.
In the movie, right, they refer back to the fact that they rip people's heads off and take their spine out, as seen in the first movie. But in this, they decide that it's because predators are taking the spinal fluids of creatures and then infusing their DNA into their own in order to increase their survivability. Which, there's so many things wrong with that. You can't even, like, why would you survive better by being 3 times the size and having to eat like 3 times as much?
Doesn't make sense.
Why would you want to take human survival traits when predators
Well,
can quite easily destroy humans over and over and over?
Yeah, that's another thing in this movie. It's revealed the Predator has some human DNA.
Right, not revealed is the right word. They said that.
Yeah.
Is this a joke?
We ran the genome sequence 10 times. This specimen has...
Human DNA.
Yeah.
Was there any standouts for you? Any standout characters? Anyone who really shone?
Well, the main set of characters is... What'd you say, McKenna?
Yeah, McKenna, he's
there's,
your main sniper.
Yeah, then there's Olivia Munn, who's a scientist lady. And there's a group of mentally ill soldiers in a bus.
Ragtag Group 2.
And then there's McKenna's wife, or ex-wife, and son.
The son he's a real key to this movie.
And there's also the bad guys.
Yes,
Stargazer.
the Stargazer Project.
The characters, well...
The bad guy was quite good. He was hateable.
Yeah, the bad guy, Traeger, he was quite entertaining.
Traeger.
He was memorable in that he had over the top personality, I suppose.
Tracks its prey, exploits weakness, seems to, well, enjoy it. Like a game.
That's not a predator, that's a sports hunter.
Sorry?
The Ragtag Group were the most likable characters in the movie, and I'd probably say it was Thomas Jane and Keegan-Michael Key.
Aliens.
When he meets them on the bus, it's like they've always existed on the bus as a team, and they've just been driving around waiting for this moment to happen in time, where he gets on the bus and they explain to him, we're a group and this is who's in the group, and we all are friends.
Welcome to group 2.
In the movie, they the aliens want to capture, what's his name? Main guy?
McKenna.
McKenna's son, who
Yes.
has Asperger's or autism or something.
And there's a super genius he can
They
figure out.
they say he's the next step in human evolution.
That's right.
Right, but in the movie, when the school fire alarm goes off, he can't move. He's like trapped against the wall, hitting himself in the head.
Yeah.
So is that what the next time the predators come, we just have to turn on the school fire alarm? And also in that scene, the teacher just leaves him there.
Yeah. one kid who might need help shepherding out the
and
class.
you can see him in the background while he's like holding his head. The teacher just like shepherding other people out.
One thing I thought was pretty unrealistic was the smaller predator, and how it just looked like a man in a suit.
The normal predator.
The normal predator. This looked like a man in a suit with a giant head.
There's a bit where they have a big gunfight in a baseball field in the middle of suburbia, and there's like a helicopter, and there's a car on fire, and there's another truck that comes screaming in, and nobody, and even shows like in the background you can see apartments and houses and things. Nobody, it's like no one else there's no one else in the world. It's just the people in the movie are in the world.
Yeah.
And that's it. Also, the big predator says some stuff in English.
He knows English. Yeah.
I don't know, I'm not happy that they did that. It's just not, it's like, these things are supposed to be so advanced, yet they want to be us. They want to have our DNA and they want to speak English. Yeah, the main baddie blowing his own head off accidentally. After promising, after this, you and me are gonna dance. Already picked my shoes out.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen. And then he accidentally shoots himself with technology. And that, like, it shows you like half a second that happened.
Yeah.
Also at the beginning, I was saying he gets his equipment that he nicks from the spaceship.
Oh, McKenna.
Yeah, McKenna.
Yeah,
right
he
at
finds the
start.
down spaceship and there just so happens to be tech lying around it that he steals.
Yeah, including this little ball, which is apparently the invisibility, the stealth camouflage.
Mm.
So he's being chased by the police and the army, and he has that. And then he uses it to scare like a Mexican cafe owner into doing him some mail work. Take his stuff, the Predator mask and gauntlet thing, and a wrist mount thing, and then he mailed them back to America.
Mm.
And
I need you to mail this for me. You send it to this address. Mail what's in the pack, not the backpack. Hey, order. Go.
why doesn't he just use the stealth thing to escape?
Why didn't he spend the time he had just then mailing it?
Why didn't he, how can you trust the guy would mail it? You just saw him use this magic technology to go invisible. Wouldn't you just be like, yeah, I'll mail it, and then walk into the next room and start playing around with it?
Yeah. More inexplicable stuff. Another great feature of this movie is how there's the Predator dog. One of them gets kind of a brain injury and becomes like a friendly real dog. And he keeps coughing up plot devices.
Oh, okay.
Here, boy. Fetch.
Here, boy. Here you go. That was a valuable weapon.
Turns up for a distraction whenever you need it. It's just something's happening, someone's trapped, and then suddenly that thing just wanders in and has the thing. The soldiers are like in the house of McKenna's wife.
Yes.
And they're like trying to look through her son's room.
Uh-huh.
And they like start getting real nosy or whatever, and she's like arguing with them.
Yeah.
And that was the scene where I thought that actually had tension until the giant predator arrived through the wall.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, there's the graphics. But up until that point, it was like real people arguing in this different power dynamic.
Well, that's strange because it was like one of the only scenes where it's not main characters.
Yeah.
It was these sort of sideline cops and the wife of the main character.
Yeah, and it was more like
10 points to them.
realistic for a second.
Yeah. Just
For about 1 second.
Hey. No, that is not for you. That is my son's, and you are violating his privacy reading that. You both need to leave right now.
Ma'am, I don't want to restrain you.
Really? Well, why don't you try?
But let's go back to the production of this movie. What did you think about that? Like special effects? Did anything about the soundtrack stand out to you?
No, not at all. I can't remember one note of the soundtrack.
It must have been that generic.
Yeah. None of it made me feel much.
There's no mystery about the Predator from the beginning, because the first scene is the Predator flying in space, so it shows him walking about his ship, just like a man in a rubber suit.
Well, there's new things in terms of his predator dogs and his predator police, and they're saying that predators upgrade themselves based off the inferior races they defeat, which makes sense.
How's it an upgrade if you've already beaten it?
I don't know.
I don't know.
So,
I guess if you wanted to turn your brain off, maybe eat some popcorn and have a big drink, you fork out the money for this movie.
why is that a good one? That's not a good reason to watch it.
Oh, if you turn your brain off, it's one of those movies, you know.
Just watch the first one.
Just let the action wash over you.
Just watch the first one, man.
Yeah, the first one.
The first one's really good.
The first one probably had a quarter of the budget or less.
Get to the chopper!
Now all the dialogue is like attempts at quips and banter, persiflage. Nothing made me laugh.
Hey, it was better than Predator 2.
Was it?
Yes.
I haven't seen it.
What do you reckon overall on this movie?
Overall, it's pretty average. 5.
Yes, I'd say a pass.
Well,
but
we've got to live up to these old things that were already good. Why are we just making these constant diminishing returns?
That's a good question.
The first version of something is always the best, and then they seem to just get worse and worse and worse.
Yeah, the stakes never seem to rise in this movie, The Predator, because
the guy shoots and has a firefight with one right at the start and doesn't act like it's scary or anything.
No one
He's
does.
just like, oh, I saw an enemy alien.
Yeah.
That's it. He's not like, man,
How about that?
It killed all my dudes. He doesn't really seem too phased.
He's more like, no one's going to believe me.
Yeah.
But I would agree with your 5 out of 10. Someone might enjoy this, but I didn't really.
Someone 13.
Yeah.
Maybe.
That could be the target audience.
You shouldn't be able to see what it looks like when a predator is sprinting like a
True.
person.
It looked
ridiculous.
bad. Yeah, it's true.
It looked like someone on the side of the pool wearing flip-flops and taking it back.
Hoping the giant head didn't fall off.
Yeah, none of it works.
None of it works. What's that? You hear that?
Well, in summary, don't watch the movie. It's not very good.
Yeah, no, I couldn't find him. No, you're gonna have to send the specialist. No, sir, I couldn't find him. I couldn't find him either. No? Absolutely no sign of him whatsoever. I couldn't find him either. You'll have to send the specialist. No. Oh, I can't see him, man. I'm gonna have to give up on this.